Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us here on Give Me a Break Wednesday. We're all going to start with, as we always do on this show, with the latest cases of COVID-19. So let's look at the total number of cases we have here in Nueces County. We're now close to 28,000 cases and 535 deaths here. In this state alone, we're now up to 1.65 million total cases with almost 27,000 deaths. None have occurred here in the United States. That's 18.5 million cases, total cases, with over 326K. Worldwide, 44.3 recovered. At Harris County, 224K, 3283 deaths. Dallas County is 179K, Trent 136, Bexar 107, 1652, 1389, 1871, and 3283. So what can be done about this? Before you get your vaccine, or you're going to be planning on getting a vaccine, everyone in the state needs to get that everyone here in this county alone needs to get that vaccine. Otherwise, it's all going to be chaotic and the numbers are going to rise. So what can be done about this? First of all, what you need to do is wear your mask. Stay safe, socially distance, wash your hands every hour for just 20 seconds. At least 20 seconds. And keep socially distanced up to 6 feet. A lot of students at schools think it's going to be tough. They're choosing to do online learning because of socially distance. Listen, it may be hard for you and me to be socially distanced. It's a challenge. It is seriously a challenge for some people. But if it's a challenge for you and me, we have to at least give it a try. At least if you try to give it a try, you'll know what it's like. Try something new. But what should you do if you had close contact with someone who has COVID-19? You gotta get a COVID-19 viral test. And speaking of COVID-19, let's give you the very latest on the second COVID-19 vaccine. Because there's two vaccines. One's made from Pfizer, which we already talked about the side effects, and then there's the other. Because there is this new one out, and it has been tested, and the FDA gave a go-ahead approval for that second vaccine. But what should you know about this vaccine? If we get this thing loaded up, we will tell you from our experience. But how does it spread? Spread from person to person, especially people who have been in close contact or within 6 feet. Infected person without symptoms may spread the virus to others. Talks, coughs, sneeze, droplets from their mouth can spread through the air and land in the mouths of noises of nearby people who could possibly inhale in their lungs. What you gotta do is brush your teeth more often so that your breath doesn't cause this problem. Okay, we're going to take a break here. Next, the other cause of truancy. We talked about this earlier in our truancy episode. The cause of all truancies, is people working to help support their parents to pay the bills. What can really be done about this? I'll explain next. Truancy. It always happens. The causes of the people skipping school is the bullying. The solution to this, you need to find a teacher. You got to go talk to the principal, talk to your school counselor. They will help you. Talk to your therapist. They will help you. But the other thing, number two, that's number one. Number two, nobody wants to go to class. Nobody else wants to go to class. That's number two. The reason why it is because they hate their teachers. Listen, that's not true. If you hate your teachers, then that's something you got to keep to yourself. You don't need to be saying, "Oh, I hate my teacher because I'm not going to class because I hate my teacher. I get yelled at." That's something you have to get used to. That's number two. Third, these teenagers getting the jobs. They work at Burger King, McDonald's, Whataburger, McDonald's, Hardee's, Jack in the Box. They work to support their parents. And it's debt cases. What needs to happen here? Well, there has to be a law that would prohibit, I do mean really prohibit, all managers for hiring teenagers that are under 16, that are still going to school. All managers will be prohibited from hiring people who are still in school. Even if they ask the question, did you graduate high school? If they say no, the manager has to politely say nicely, well, since you can't graduate, I'm afraid we're not going to hire you, allow you to work here until you get your diploma. Because of the truancy rates. Just it's nicely. And if they refuse, and if they still want to work here and defy the law, the truancy officer will come by, grab the student, bring him back to school, and then his parents will come in. The parents got to say, well, you just need to support me to pay my bills. The officer, again, I understand that, but he needs to be in school. That's probably the most thing you must do is go to school. The whole reason you're here to go to school is to get an education. You're not there to talk to your friends, look good, do God else knows what. You're here to go to school, get an education. And yet when you decide when you're a senior, I'm going to go work to help support my family. It takes away school. What do I mean by that exactly? Think about it. You're working during school hours. That's a problem. When you're supposed to be in school, school started from 8:30 to 4:10. And so you wake up at 8:30, you don't show up for school, you get a call, and then the school calls your parents. They're like, "Hi, your son Frank is absent, please send us a note. And yet, when a parent explains to the child, like, why didn't you go to school? Because I had to work. What is the best way to handle a situation? I mean, if it keeps going on and on and on and on and on and on, more absences, more parent conferences, failing classes, a lot of classes really. You're going to be, if you decide to work during school hours, you're going to miss a lot of school. You're going to miss a lot of school. You're probably going to miss the entire school year. You're going to fail most of your classes, and you won't graduate. My advice is to wait until you graduate. Wait until you get your diploma. Once you get your diploma, then you can go up and get a job. You cannot get a good paying job without a high school diploma. Even if your manager even if the managers hire you, they need to step up to the plate and say, okay, since you are already in school, I'm afraid I'm not going to hire you until you get your diploma. Because we do not want to get in trouble by the school district. Exactly. I don't want the school district coming in here saying that you're hiring students who need to be in school. And if it still happens, it goes all the way to children's court. And you can ask Judge Joe Benavides or Judge Delma Rodriguez. They will explain to you this. They'll explain to you why it happens. Alright. Going back to the COVID topic here. There is a second vaccine being out by a different company. It's not Pfizer, but I don't remember the company. What are the side effects, you might ask? Fever, chills, tiredness, headache. That's what to expect after getting a COVID-19 vaccine. And while we're on the subject of COVID-19, the CDC recommends that the teachers, that's what the CDC recommends. The CDC says the teachers need to be next in line for the COVID vaccine. But the teachers, we don't know what the teachers are not, we don't know what the teachers are going to say. I think teachers should really get that vaccine. If they want to continue getting their jobs, they need to get that vaccine inserted. Otherwise, they have two choices. Get the vaccine or not come to work until you get the vaccine. It says the CDC recommends teachers next in line for COVID-19 vaccine, but in Texas, teachers are not blank. I'm not sure. Well, here in Texas, they're breaking that. They're breaking that. Those teachers need to get that vaccine. If they want to continue teaching, they need that vaccine. Why does the state of Texas want to break that? No one knows. But I think what the CDC needs to do, teachers need to get that vaccine, even police officers. So what needs to happen about this? Those teachers and police officers need to make sure that they get that vaccine, and if not, they need to get that vaccine before a due date. If not, they're either going to lose their jobs or not come to work until they get that vaccine, or just quit their job. That's probably their choice. Still ahead here. Packages, holiday delays in packages. What you need to know before you can get your package delivered because of COVID. Stay with us. For those that are awaiting their packages from either Amazon or eBay, like myself, this is the next story for you. Packages are being delayed because of COVID and a few short people. I mean, I'm recently waiting for a package that is waiting for me on the day of December. But due to COVID, they're short of workers. What really needs to happen about this? There needs to be more workers out there, and the package delays. I mean, I have one who sold me who I got a package from, who I bought the item on eBay, which I'm not going to mention. He said to me that he was waiting on his package for 2 months. And what really got me was COVID. Short workers. That's because of COVID. All of those people decide to stay away from the virus and not handle a lot of packages. One's been waiting for 2 months. I'm still waiting for mine. I ordered mine like about a week ago. Almost about a week. It was supposed to come in 3 days ago, but the changes. No one knows about the changes, what will happen but there needs to be changes. There needs to be more workers. There needs to be a lot of things happening. And if we don't get our packages soon, we're all going to go nuts and crazy. Take another commercial, take another break. Coming up, a church I went to, it's all about rap music. Rapping about Jesus. Give me a break. We'll be right back. Okay. Last week, there was this church that I went to. For those who live in the Bluff, you may want to listen to this. There was a church that I went to. It was called Rock City Church. Why they got the name, I don't know. But I went over there, outside, and I hear rap music. I'm sitting there like, okay, you're like he's rapping about Jesus. I mean, that's something you want to stay away from the children. The children here. You want to present rap music in front of the children? You nuts? Look, you got your regular Christian music. You got your Christian country music. You got your Christian rock and roll. Those are the three. When you add rap to it, you're basically saying explicit words about and adding Jesus to it. That stuff should not be in front of the child. Period here. We don't need that in front of the child. If somebody wants to, if they want to go to church, then go to regular church. I mean, a good friend of mine, a very, very good friend of mine, and this guy is a very, very good friend of mine. I'm not naming names here. His name is, I'm just going to name his first name. His name is Cody. He's a very, very good friend of mine. I met him about a couple years ago to where I was coming from behind the Parker pool. I needed a drink for my voice. And all of a sudden I see some people and I'm like, I just came in to get a drink, and then give me a water. I'm like, okay. You need water? I'm like, okay, sure. And I mean, that's what church is all about. You got your... And they were like, I went in there one day, they were like walking around, I'm like, okay, that's not how it used to sit down and pray, but okay, that's new. But I thought to myself, I like that church. I gotta start visiting there more often. But years ago I went to church as a child, and I stopped going. I don't know why here, but I am a good Christian. I have no idea why. I'll be right back in a moment. I'm gonna be off on Friday for Christmas, but coming up about tomorrow's Give Me a Break. On Give Me a Break Thursday, it's a Christmas Eve edition of Give Me a Break. What that means is we're gonna be giving you I'm gonna give you some Christmas tips that you don't want to miss, as well as some great Christmas songs if you're going to decide to go out and do some Christmas caroling. But along with COVID happening, I'm going to show you how you can be safe and socially distanced if you want to hear the carols or go see that Christmas tree downtown River's Edge. Holiday tips, gifts, and safety plans. That's Thursday. That's tomorrow on Give Me a Break. And then coming up next week, and next week is the New Year. Coming next week, we're going to do the New Year. How you can celebrate your New Year's Eve traditions safely at home. That's all next week. That's it for this edition of Give Me a Break Wednesday. We'll see you again tomorrow for Give Me a Break Thursday. Even if I don't see you on Thursday, Merry Christmas to you all, and I hope you have an amazing, safe holiday. Merry Christmas. But give me a break. If I don't see you then. But I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Take care. Stay safe. Stay safe. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself and each other. Good night, everyone.